No way! Yo! No way! You got good footage? Good footage? Oh, they bugging! This shit fucking crashed! Yo! Oh! No way! Yo! No way! You got good footage? Good footage? Oh, they bugging! This shit fucking crashed!
Are expressing concern over the still mysterious drone sightings on the East Coast. Those aircraft have been spotted, particularly across New Jersey, prompting both alarm and some head scratching too. National Security Communications Advisor John Kirby said at the time there's no evidence that the reported drone sightings pose any security risk or have a foreign origin. They also say many of the objects are manned aircraft being operated lawfully. But lawmakers are demanding a briefing.
I've been a little frustrated. There hasn't been enough transparency, letting people know what's happening. It's allowing a lot of potentially misinformation to spread, or at least fear. We should know what's going on over our skies, and I've asked for a lot more information.
We have no idea where these drones come from, who owns them. We should be doing some very urgent intelligence analysis and take them out of the skies.
Yeah, we've got some pretty exciting news to talk about tonight. Thanks to you and your eagle eyes, keeping an eye on the media and things.
I don't think I have eagle eyes. It's everywhere. I was surprised that you haven't heard about this current drones situation going on everywhere. So, I don't know why they call them drones, by the way. Why? Why would you call something drones that has no characteristic of drones? I mean, maybe the size is not. There is no drones that size. So some of them is as big as a bus, a school bus.
Yes,
but normally they are big as a SUV, and they say it all the time, like, yeah, I saw it as big as a car, like this, that, but then they still call it drone. And unfortunately, and if you call them by any other name, people wouldn't see the video because they search for drones over. Usually, they search for drones over New Jersey.
Yes.
And if you call them like flying machines over New Jersey, it's not going to come to the algorithm.
Yeah.
So we have to call them drones.
Yeah, maybe we should just recap for followers, the story in case there were others like me that hadn't heard. But
yeah.
It was basically that the last 16, 17 days especially, there have been more and more sightings of numerous drones over New Jersey, most especially over two military bases very close together there. But also I heard it has happened in other parts of mainland USA and even other parts of the planet, especially Great Britain. So that's the story we're talking about, just in case anyone has missed out on all that. And from what I can gather, it seems to be escalating, Moni, doesn't it? It's not like each day seems to build on. Maybe people are just more aware of what's happening, but from what I heard, the other commentators saying, it's something building up.
Yeah, it's getting intense.
And what I think is even more interesting, I saw, thanks to you, some information about the FBI yesterday. There was some kind of court case organized in New Jersey because people were fed up with not having the answers. And there was an FBI officer, I think he was second in charge of FBI, started off by saying that just calling these things drones But by the end of the time, he was saying, "Well, we really don't know what we're dealing with, or how to deal with it." And for the second in command of FBI say something like that, that's an intriguing story in itself. So yeah, there's some background followers just to get us going.
Apparently, greatest country on earth doesn't know how to deal with drones in their skies.
Just before we came on, Money, I was looking at another little documentary about just that point, why they haven't just shot them down. And there apparently is some American law that says that the military can never act against the citizens of USA. So they're obviously assuming that these drones or whatever they are American. But then, well, who knows?
Well, I don't think they assume that, but that's a law that prevent them from shooting one down.
Yes.
Apparently, but I don't think like there are no. I don't think there are any factory that creates those size drones, and with the characteristic of these drones, I don't think I think things are a lot simpler, and they know it. And it's just give raise to speculations and create a vacuum that people use to uh, bring conspiracies and like lies. I see like there are old footages resurface on internet and say like, oh, this is the new footage of drones, but like I saw the same picture like I don't know 2 years ago, and it's not even a real picture, maybe a AI generated photo or something.
Yeah, okay.
And that's the only thing. It's a lot of misinformation and disinformation and like crazy thoughts or crazy theory about it. Like, oh yeah, they're coming out and they're gonna take over. Like but at the same time, even as crazy as it sounds, you cannot dismiss it. Like it's a
Yes.
possibility.
Yes.
Because last night I was listening to George Knapp. Do you know who George Knapp is?
No.
He's a journalist, news reporter, and he's been investigating the UFO activities for more than, I don't know how many years.
Okay.
More than 50 years, let's say. He's an OG in UFO community.
Okay.
So he said a lot about it, but at the end of it, he said something like where it touched me. He said like, we try to reverse engineer and like create vehicles like their vehicles. Maybe they kind of create a vehicle that looks like our vehicles, looks like our
Yeah.
drones, looks like our airplanes, and it goes to our skies and confuse the shit out of us. It's like, is it us? Why does it look like that? Why does it sound? UFO doesn't sound. Why does it sound like a helicopter? But I cannot see any proportion on it. So that makes little sense to like, yeah. Maybe they just want to kind of fuck with us.
Yeah.
Maybe it makes us confused. Like,
Oh, what fun. I hope that's the story. I like that.
So it was fun. It was really interesting point of view
Yeah.
from a guy that is very, very well informed about UFOs, about black funded projects, about everything, about all the secret government projects, and like in general about all the different lane of news about UFOs. He's very well aware and very well informed. So his opinion is like a well educated opinion about this topic.
Wow.
So,
interesting. Yeah.
but there are some really interesting questions because we all know what is happening. I would assume everyone that watched this video already saw all the footage of the. I'm gonna show some of them that I think is eye-opening to see. But I think the the act of seeing and observing them is one thing. It brings up questions, especially with the approach that FBI and Congress took. That they say we don't know, we don't know. Yeah, we don't know the origin of them. We don't know how they operate. We haven't have a we don't even have a close up footage of how they look. So it's as if like they just go by the social media and see those videos and say, so these drones, like they don't investigate it. But that was a joke because they did, and they have what they have reported so far is that when they try to get close to these drones and take a good quality picture of them, they go dark. They shut off the lights. So how do they know? How do they know they've been observed?
Oh.
First of all. Second of all, it happens even with like people in their own in their houses or buildings trying to take a close-up footage of them, and they go dark. So it's not only like when some object flying get closer, so maybe they have a radar system that it can detect the object getting close, so they shut off the lights. But it happens like it's a very weird thing. That's the first question. If they go dark, how do they know who are controlling them? And then it raised the question of is it is it belong to adversary like a power, China, Russia? There was a fun part. It was like, especially for me, it was a fun narrative that come from a congressman. Forget his name, but I'm gonna put up the video and his name.
Sightings of unidentified drones in the state of New Jersey, my home state, is justifiably causing tremendous public concern. These drones are large, they're sophisticated, we don't know for sure who's controlling them, and the FAA's current capabilities cannot even locate them on radar. We have a hole in our monitoring systems, and we have a hole in our radar currently. And the truth is, whether people want to hear it or not, we are vulnerable. Our government has failed to effectively regulate our drone industry, and this is not an isolated incident or an isolated phenomenon. Unidentified drones are running across the country. And let me be blunt and again say it how it is. Foreign drone technology, particularly China, is a full decade, 10 years ahead of where we are. That is unacceptable in America. We are number one. We've always been number one, but we're not now. And they can take, and they intend to take, full advantage of our vulnerabilities. I've learned, for real, that there is circumstantial evidence that there's an Iranian mothership off the east coast of the United States, and that's launching these drone incursions. They are from high, good sources, individuals who are reputable, individuals who speak with authority, unfortunately are concerned with identifying who they are at this point who are saying this. But this is true. It's unacceptable, and it's frightening, and our government has to act. And I say this not only as a member of Congress from the state of New Jersey, but I say this as someone who loves America like we all do who are in this room.
He said like there is a mothership on the coast of
I read that.
Yeah,
from Iran.
that
From
from Iran that like all these drones come from there. And I'm like, bro, you should see the cars that Iran make. If you see the cars, you wouldn't give credit to them to bring out this type of drones that you don't have. Apparently, they believe they don't have the technology for these drones. They haven't developed the technology for this type of drones yet.
Wow.
At least not to be able to have it in like this amount. So that was funny, and the guy was like it's not like whoever Joe Blow. He was a congressman, so his word
That's
carry a
right.
lot of weight.
Yeah.
And he was like saying it like it's like a daylight truth. And I was like, wow. So there are plenty of questions
Yeah.
we want to get into. So
What do you feel instinctively about the money?
I don't know if I'm right or wrong, and I don't want to scare anybody. I don't like to use it to end of the world or something. But I think it's the alarm. Sorry,
Yes.
it's an alert or alarm. What do you
Yeah.
say?
Alert. Yeah. I
Yeah,
actually agree with you. Yeah. That's what I feel too.
they give us like a little taste of how vulnerable we are, and they're not even doing it with like a something, because that's the thing. Like, it was talk about it, like if they come up, if they show up, it's gonna create a mass panic and people will go crazy and it was gonna be anarchy and nobody will, everybody will think for themselves and everything. But no, not really. They're out. It's literally whatever they want to call them, drones or not drones.
Mm.
There are UFO,
Yes.
unidentified
Yes.
flying object,
That happened to
just
look a
because
little bit like drones. Yeah.
it looks alike what
Yeah.
we have, like planes and everything,
Yeah.
doesn't make it like identified. So it is a UFO.
Sure.
So
Yeah.
what I'm thinking is that maybe they fear something or they can foresee something. The I don't know what non-modern human entities. They
Yeah.
they sense something is about to go down, and they
Yeah.
try to yeah,
Try to warn us. Yeah.
let's just show up a little. Let's just
Yeah.
fly over the sky a little. So we don't have to do anything. We don't have to land or something.
See what happens. Yeah. I'd just like to tell you a little sort of parallel, Marnie, in that I have quite a few years on you, 32 to be exact.
Yes.
But in the Cuban crisis, I was just a child when it happened too, but I do remember talk about it. In the Cuban crisis, which was between Russia and USSR, sorry, and America mainly, there was a point where it was very close to nuclear war, apparently. And about this time, I'm not sure if it was before or after, but about this time, there were numerous UFO sightings around military installations, American ones, but most especially ones that had nuclear arms. And there are at least a couple of instances that I can remember where these UFOs actually shut the whole system down, and there was no control over these weapons for, I don't know how long it was, maybe an hour or two, that sort of time. And I'm wondering if that was also like a warning to us: don't blow this planet up, don't you dare. We're looking after this planet. I don't think they care about us too much. I think they're more concerned about the beautiful planet we're ruining. But my speculation is that maybe this is just a modern uptake of that experience, or something similar. And I think I hear that's what you were saying too, Marnie. Is that?
Yeah, I would say so. It's hard to speculate with like 100% certainty
Of,
that
of course,
that's
yeah.
it, because it's a lot of fuckery going on behind the scene. Like, people don't say what they know, especially the government officials. They don't
Yes,
say what they
yeah.
know, and it feels like it's this coordinated as much as they try to say, well, I don't know, drone up there, I don't know. It's like it
Yeah.
feels like coordinated. They
Oh, yes, of
either
course.
they
Yeah.
know, either they've been they got warnings that it's gonna happen and you shouldn't do anything about it, or we fuck you up. You shouldn't
Yeah,
shoot down any missile, any drones, or you shouldn't even engage in the sky with them.
that's
Because
right.
one of the local, I think it was a local sheriff or local police that were up with a helicopter and try to like engage with one of the drones, and they were saying like, oh yeah, we went up to check out, and then we got too close, and then I was like, oh, it might cause a safety issue for us, so we stopped following it.
Yeah. Mm.
Instead of like really like s- bring out the army, send like follow one of them to the source and see where they come from.
Yeah.
It's
You would
not
think
like
it would be.
they show up. It's not like they show up for like couple seconds or couple minutes and they disappear. They're up for hours. So like
Yes. Yeah.
you can talk to your mom for half an hour and then call the authorities and say, yeah, they're here. So that's what I mean. Like for them to say, we don't know, but it doesn't pose any threat to people's safety. How do you know? You say you just started by saying you don't know.
Yes. Yeah,
They
exactly.
haven't
Yeah.
done it yet.
Yeah.
Either you know something that you don't talk about, or you just say random, like you're just trying to get away with it, like not saying
Yeah.
like, yeah, we are shitless, we are scared shitless, and we don't know what the fuck to do. We like to pretend that we are this great power, this and that, but now we are like a vulnerable as a kid.
Yeah. Well, from that same interview or whatever it was that you're mentioning, what I heard from
Mm,
that too is that in the beginning, the objects being referred to as drones, but then in nearly at the end of that interview or statement is a better word, um, the man saying, "Well, we really don't know what we're dealing with or how to deal with it." So I think this is just in itself a fascinating story that FBI lost. Makes it very exciting, I think, Marnie.
yeah, because when I heard about it the first time, it was like, I don't know, 2 weeks ago or something. And I was like, okay, a couple days it's gonna come out that yeah, it was this group of people trying to like do something or whatever. But then like now I think it's been 3 weeks. I
Yeah.
think so, if I'm not mistaken. And still they say they don't know. And I'm watching like all the media outlets that cover this, because none of those big media outlets cover it. Like I read something on BBC and it was just referring to Pentagon denying the allegation of that congressman that is from the Iranian mothership.
Yes, I saw that too.
But
Yeah.
they didn't even mention what it is that like, yeah, these drones crazy. It should be on top of every media outlet, on top of the first page, big
Mm.
with big letters, like drones that we don't know, drones or flying objects that are appearing everywhere. Apparently, everywhere in the world, not in USA and or New Jersey, the only
That's
city.
right. Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
everywhere in the world. I've heard in Australia, in New Zealand, in China, in Russia. That's why they know it's not a adversary uh, drones that comes to
That,
USA. It's everywhere,
that's
and they
right.
don't know what they are. So
Well, if
it's
you look at another angle, just on what you're saying there, if it was China or Russia, what would be the point of this? How, how are they going to win any power or whatever they want over USA by doing this? I can't see any logic from a human point of view there. I don't know if you can, but
Well,
you
I
know,
guess to show that we can do this, and you cannot do much about it. It's a power play if in that case. Especially
well,
like there is this theory too that maybe they're not trying to like provoke any type of, if it belongs to Russia or China, they're not trying to like engage in a like bring them down or something, so it provokes some type of, start some type of war with those adversary militaries.
but the thing is, one can do something about them. In spite of that law we mentioned earlier, they could, if they're not American craft, they can quite easily take them down. I mean, it can't be too hard to shoot a drone down, can it?
Drones. Yeah.
I
They don't
also
want to
saw
waste.
somewhere along the line, I saw mention that some of them can outrun a jet fighter too. So I don't know how many drones can do that. Because I think they fly pretty darn fast, don't they? They can fly faster than the speed of sound, and I don't think drones are really up to that. So just to throw another spanner in the works there, Marnie.
I think from what I saw, like different footage, because there are some similar ones that goes around trending, but there are some weird ones.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
as I said, because we don't have any like certainty that which one is actually the objects that are flying now and which one belongs to like before or AI generated or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah.
But there are some close up footage of them that looks weird. It's just like lights that is spinning around and just
Okay.
like a inside of an atom.
Oh, right. Okay.
And
Oh, that's novel.
those are the one that makes me feel like, what is going on?
Yeah.
Is it like is it this other race of intelligence being that lives among us or lives under the ocean? Is it like trying to come up, trying to show up, trying to, because as far as now, so far, they are peaceful, they are friendly.
Yes.
I mean, I don't know about friendly, but they're not attacking.
I think they've got a great
They're
sense
not
of humor anyway.
they're not posing any threat, as they say so far. They just,
Yeah.
they just like to come out and film and, just for education purposes. They're out. They don't do anything to people.
Yeah.
Why panic? But as it is right now. But if they start to like, do something remotely dangerous or something, maybe then military will engage. I think it's so weird that they haven't been engaging, because even with the Chinese balloon, the balloon the spy balloon,
That's right.
they brought it down after 24 hours. Shoot it. So why they're not do anything about this? At least one of them. They see 7, 8 of them up there at the same time. Why don't you bring one of them down?
Yeah. But I mean,
And I've heard
been
Yeah, go
endless
ahead.
numbers of them, not just 7 or 8. Hey, I mean, that's at one time, as you say. But I don't even know how many have been reported now. But this Australian gentleman whose show we were watching yesterday, he said that he just can't cope with the number of reports coming in, like it's sort of thousands of the things. So, yeah.
No, I've heard that at some point it was like 50 of them coming out of sea,
That's
coming
right.
out of
Yeah.
ocean, not coming from the ocean, out of ocean. So then you should add that to their abilities too. They can go there, they can go underwater, or they can come out of under. It's so
Yes.
weird. And
I sorry, go ahead, Marnie.
no, go ahead.
Yeah, I was just going to say one thing. We, the general public, as it were, might need to really be discerning over is no doubt there will be hoaxes that will throw in videos and footage that are definitely hoax. So, how we tell the difference, I don't really know. I mean, who of us are experts at this? But no doubt there will be some fake footage, and some genuine earthly drones too. Maybe to put us off the scent, as it were, or just for folk that want to just annoy everyone. But that I just want to mention that point. It's another little challenge for us normal folk to maybe just discern the difference.
Yeah, I understand, and unfortunately there is nothing we can do about it. But I'm trying to I'm gonna show a couple of videos that I know is genuine and real
Yep.
footage about current days, not like from 10 years ago or something.
Yes.
But
Yes.
unfortunately, because government is just muddy the water more by saying we don't know. It's like, yeah, you figure it out yourself. You have an iPhone, just figure it out. You have those small drones, just fly it up and see what it is.
Yes.
We have work to do here, man. It feels like we are alone in it, or they know what is going on. Because I've heard something. I don't know how accurate it is or how real it is. It was a guy calling. I think it was calling the radio station coast to coast, and he was like panicking, almost like talking about like the government knows they're coming, they're interdimensional beings, they're showing up and they're coming, and mass population will wiped out from Earth.
Oh, okay.
There are safe places on Earth, but government is not doing anything about it. And I was like, yeah, okay, this has been
Yeah. Yeah.
the narrative since first Alien movie that came out.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're coming and take over. They haven't, but now that's what I mean. Like it gives more power to this type of narratives and this type
Yeah.
of people, like you misusing the vacuum that has
Yeah.
been created by not
Money.
being
If
transparent.
I was some mean alien race that wanted to come and wipe us out, I'd just come down to here and go boom and blow them all up. I wouldn't fly around and fake drones for weeks, would you? What's the point? Just kill a lot of us and get on with it. I don't buy any of that stuff. No, that's sorry, that's not going to happen in my opinion. Something
No.
might, but not some mass extension or anything. That no, you could
So
just send a.
what is your intuition tells you
If it is
about the
something,
whole thing?
yeah, kind of like what I was mentioning before, that when the world was really in severe danger in the 60s, we got a warning from beings that probably looking after us a bit. And I'm just wondering if this isn't a modern version of that, because you think Mr. Trump is about to take over in a matter of weeks, and nobody knows what that's going to cause on the planet, but maybe these guys do, if they are extraterrestrial, and maybe they're just trying to say, look, cool it, guys, we're watching you, and we're not going to let anything stupid happen. That's my first instinctive reaction. But then my head kicks in and says, "Come on, cut the drama, Lyle. It's probably just someone fooling." But I don't think it is. I do think it's something bigger than that. And I really don't think it's China or Russia. They got better things to do than foo-foo round over USA, especially Russia. I mean, they're pretty busy with Ukraine and all that. They probably haven't got the resources to spend doing stupid crap like that, So, yeah, that's what I think. Or it's something that we cannot even imagine. That would be a nice option, wouldn't it? Something out of the box that we don't even have the ability to imagine. Then I would be happy, that wow, a new paradigm to play with. I don't know more than that, Marnie, but that's my instinctive feeling, is that it's kind of a friendly warning for us to make sure that we don't get out of hand, stay peaceful. And that wasn't a slur on Mr. Trump. Nobody knows what's going to happen when he comes into power. So that's not the issue, but that's also the issue, and that nobody knows, except maybe these aliens or whatever they are. I don't like to call them aliens, beings from somewhere else, who I feel are here to support us, make sure we don't do anything too stupid to this planet. And maybe we're on the verge of that without realizing it.
Yeah, it's possible, but at the same time, I'm not sure. I'm not sure about any of this.
I'm not either. I'm just saying what the first.
I'm not sure about what I'm saying. I'm not sure about the friendly alien that wants our best. I'm not sure about the evil race of draconian that wants to take over. I'm not sure about any of it because so far they haven't been threatening or dangerous for humans. But
if they're
that can easily
baddies,
change. What I'm saying, that can easily shift.
yeah, I know. If they're evil baddies that want to destroy us, they're pretty darn stupid ones, aren't they? Just send a meteor down and poof, it's done in one fell swoop. Mind you, it was destroy
They have
everything
done it
else.
before, or no,
well,
not
yeah.
they, but it happened before. We have evidence of
I know.
those. What do you call them? Creator on the earth.
Yeah,
the
that's
ground.
right. Yeah.
So it happened. At least we know it happened. I'm not saying
Yes.
they're our enemies or anything like that, but I think it's a little naive to think like no, they're fine and everything. Or we know, or we have this like a contract with them that yeah, we live here and you live there, you get your resources and you have your environment wherever it is, under the water, under the mountains, whatever, inside the earth, or wherever you are. You have your
Wherever, yeah.
bases, and we live on the surface that is most vulnerable place to live, if you think about it. Yeah, we're just gonna fool everybody that you don't exist. But I think it's come to the point that they cannot even do that anymore. They cannot keep telling like, no, it's just about a balloon. It's this, it's that. It's like, no, motherfucker, I have
Yeah.
a 4K footage of it. What are you talking about? Do you have this technology? If either way, you're doomed. If you do or if you don't. If you have the technology, if it's your own technology, then why are we fucking paying for gas and oil and petroleum? If it's not your technology, then let's sit on table and talk about it. What is going on? You're not protecting us. You're not providing for us. You're just middleman working for another
That's right.
race of
Yeah.
intelligence.
Oh, well, man.
So drones.
Yeah.
Let's go back
while
to
you
the
were
drones.
talking, I was just I don't quite know where this is leading, but I'm just having thoughts about James Bond movies, and the baddies always have some amazing new technology that's going to wipe the world out, and Maybe it is an earthly James Bond skurk baddie type who's just showing, look at the power I've got, you know.
Yeah.
So I think we should throw that in the pot of possibilities too. It's a James Bond skurk that wants to just get some attention before he tries to, do his master stroke and take over the planet. There you go.
Mm.
However that will go to, I have no idea. But
Yeah,
if
that's a
these,
possibility too.
yeah, well, if these, I mean, these drones are, that's what really amazes me. Just the technology that they have. I don't believe that they are helicopters or jet engines. I think this noise is stuck on the outside, because I mean they're still moving in patterns that a normal drone cannot move, and at speeds that some of them at speeds that drones cannot reach. And
Yeah,
as
that's
I
a weird.
said,
Sorry, I interrupt you. That's a weird thing about them because they're not all the same.
no,
Some of them
they're
are a
not.
little weird, or maybe we get like a mixed up footage that is not
That's
accurate.
true.
Like it's not
Yes,
from the same era.
yep.
That's
That's
the
what I was
thing. That's the
saying.
thing about it. Like I see some of them looks like a small airplane, and some of them looks like coming from the like a science fiction movie
I was just going to say from comic book, yeah.
or comic book. Yeah.
They've really been working, these guys. But yeah, that's what I was trying to say before. We normal people, we out here that don't know, probably had to use some discerning as to what can be a fake and what's real too. And maybe some of those fake ones are, that look a little bit more like normal drones. But these
Yeah.
other ones, that's where it gets interesting, moving faster than the speed of sound and disappearing, as you said, when we focus attention on them. These are not current abilities that things that humans have created that I know of. That's why I'm saying maybe it's a James Bond skurk who has got some amazing inventions and is just getting a bit of attention to start with before the master stroke, and we all submit to this bad type.
Well, I hope by the time that this episode comes out, we have some concrete answer of what they are and what is going on.
Yes.
But or we see the full scale invasion by then. Or
Oh, it might be the best thing that's ever
either
happened to us,
or.
Marnie. You know,
Yeah.
quite frankly, I don't think we humans are doing a very good job of running this planet, Marnie.
Mm.
If this is a full-scale invasion, maybe it's the best thing that could happen. Help us to learn to do a better job of it, of even being kind to each other, not just the planet, but look at all the atrocities that are happening around the planet right now. I mean, what
Mm.
sort of creatures are we? Bloody hell, man! And I would like to
Greedy
think
little
that,
bastard.
yeah. Oh, I'm ashamed to be a human very often. I know we do wonderful things too, but you just look at all the wars that are happening right now. Look what's happening in the Middle East and Ukraine and Africa and everywhere. Just oh man. So maybe a mass invasion is what we need.
So
They're
you take
probably
it as
really
a
nice.
positive thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think it's that negative, but it's just like when we don't know what we're dealing with, you cannot predict any outcome.
No, I
If we
can't. But it's
knew,
fun to try.
if it was transparency since day one, and by day one I mean like 1920s, because by then they could have slowly but surely, gradually bring it up to people without create a mass panic. But
Yeah.
they start denying from 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s,
Yeah.
70s. Now 2017 they came out and say like, yeah, there is this flying things that we don't know what it is. We like to
Yeah.
call them UAP now. So, and then now in 2024, at the like we are going to at the edge of the 2025, and it feels like it's all that they hold it on to not release the information, and now it's at the at the last push, and they're like, "Pff, it's gonna fall down everything." And I hope uh, we're not the one that getting screwed, knowing
Yes.
all that,
Yes. True.
knowing like
Well said.
they knew about something like evil or some catastrophic event, and they hide it from us.
Oh,
I'm like, what I'm hoping is that, yeah, at least, yeah, there are other races of intelligence that live here, or like we are in contact with,
yes.
both live here and we are in contact with outside of the planet.
Sure. Yeah.
I'm hoping for that, but from what I'm seeing right now, and from how careless, and like, yeah, we don't know what they are after 3 weeks. It feels like they know exactly
Yes.
what they are. First of all, they know
Oh,
what they're doing there, and they're scared shitless, and they're trying to find somewhere to hide. It feels like that, especially because one thing that we need to mention is because of this period of power transition between the Biden administration and Trump administration. It feels like nobody gives a fuck about their job. You know what I mean? Because
yeah.
it's like,
Yeah.
oh, let's
Oh, it's
see
not
what
our
the new
problem.
boss
Oh,
will
no, no.
say. Oh,
Yeah.
let them deal with it. Why should we work on it now? And it's like, yeah, but you are still responsible for the safety of people and
Yes.
everything else. So
Yes.
maybe you should like figure
Y-
it out and take the credit instead of
Yeah.
like, fuck it, let's let them deal with it.
We shouldn't really just focus on USA. Just that they happen to have the most sightings right now, but this is a global thing. So it would be
Mm.
nice to hear some answers from other authorities too, not just poor old FBI. And while I'm
Yeah.
on here, Marnie, I have another really boring possibility. The old mass hysteria thing. But I don't think it's that, but it is a possibility. Um,
Yeah, you can.
that,
That's the thing that I'm thinking about too. Maybe it's just like them, they themselves just trying to create like some type of uh mass panic, like especially when
yes,
they lost the election. They like, fuck it, let's just bring
a,
out
di-
the
a
last
distraction.
trick, the
Yes,
Hail Mary attempt to
yeah,
destroy the whole thing. Because it's very it's I don't know, like with common sense, I'm trying to think about it. It's like, how does that make sense? We're trying to make sense here. How does that make sense? You have unidentified flying objects flying over your sensitive military bases, nuclear
yes,
facilities all over your country. And I'm not talking about other countries, I'm just USA. And you don't know what they are, and there
mm.
is no concrete answer that, yeah, you didn't bring one of them down to shut them down to figure out
Yeah,
what they are.
exactly. Not even one.
That's
Yeah,
weird. And it's not like me saying it's weird. Like I was listening to this guy. I think he was a congressman, and he was interviewing, like not interviewing, interrogating the
yeah, yeah,
FBI.
yeah.
I
I
think I
saw
sent
that.
it to you.
You
Yeah,
did.
and it was like, that's fucking crazy. What? We don't know. You don't know, and we haven't done any investigation. We haven't. Why? Explain it to me. Why? What's more important? Or
Yeah,
why it's not alarming to you that they are everywhere? People like see them frequently. It's not like flying saucers. That's like, yeah, from
mm,
time to time they come and go. You don't mind them. We're trying to figure it out.
Yes.
It's like the lies are going like to the level that is like it doesn't even make sense. Because they can say we don't know what flying saucers are, and you're like, yeah, it's hard to like, even though they're lying, they exactly know what they are, but
Mm.
you can kind of accept it because how frequent you see a flying saucer.
Yeah.
Not as frequent. But when it's something is flying in numbers and frequently at almost every night and for hours and hours, then it's like, oh, so
Mm.
you don't mind them. You don't go check out and see what's going on. You don't bring one
Yeah,
down. You
yeah.
don't show
Oh,
any resistance. It's like no, they don't pose. The one thing we're sure they're not posing any threat to public safety. And I'm like,
yeah.
yeah, I buy that. I
Yeah,
buy
yeah.
that. Like
Of course.
I see
Yeah.
how.
Mm. By the
So
way,
yeah, hope.
go ahead.
Go ahead. No, you go ahead.
I've been out the last couple of nights just because we've had really clear nights, thank goodness, here in Sweden, and
Mm.
I haven't seen anything. But I'm going to keep looking. But so far, I don't seem particularly interested in little old Sweden, which I don't know if that's good or not. But oh,
I think Sweden is one of those safe places on earth.
it seems to be. I have
Mm.
seen two. I have seen two UFOs here in my time here, but
Mm.
they were seemed pretty cruisy sort of things. They weren't doing anything harmful to us.
What if it get more intense and people everywhere in the world see drones?
Wow, then we're
Like
getting
they
really
started
interesting.
from like big countries like USA, China, Russia, Australia, New Zealand, England, and then
Yes.
what if instead of it them going away, they just intensify to whole
Yeah.
globe everywhere?
Well, I know England's
Then
got a lot
what?
of
Then are we
sightings.
gonna feel like we are under attack, or how are we gonna deal with that? Because right now it feels like we are almost delusionally cool about it. And by
Yeah.
we, I mean US government and all the
It-
governments that
I,
have it happening in their borders.
I think that
It's
cool
like,
is called is denial. That's a better word for it, maybe.
yeah, no, but
Can't be
the
happening.
approach they
No,
take
no.
is like, yeah, it's fine. We don't know what they are, but they're not dangerous, so
Yeah,
relax.
it's just nothing here to
It's
look
like
at.
almost
No, no,
they're
no.
high
Run
and
along.
tired. It's like they're high and tired, and you're like, hey man, there are drones up there. It's like they're fine, man. Why are
They're
you
just
bothering me?
trying. Yeah.
So let's see what would happen by next week. Let's see,
Yeah.
and I
Shall we?
think
Shall
like
we?
if we get any news, any development, then we're gonna have another emergency podcast like this about them.
Yeah. Let's do that. That would be
Yeah,
great.
yeah,
And
yeah.
I'm going to
Let's.
keep looking too and photographing. I would love just for the hell of it. I would love if something turned up here over little old Stockholm and you know scare
Let's
us
wait
up a
and
bit.
see. I think be careful what you wish for.
Yeah. Well, like I said, Money, I have seen two already. The
um,
first one was my first year in Sweden, 1996, and a
mm,
lot of people saw it. It was this huge green ball that went
mm,
right over Old Town in Stockholm. I was at an outdoor concert, and it was really exciting, making a nice whooshing noise. But there would have been a few thousand people there that saw it too. But the second one was 2022, and it was very typical UFO. It was very high up. Um, it was hovering there for over an hour. I couldn't photograph it. I was trying most of the time, but I couldn't get my camera to focus on it. But it looked like quite a large object, oval shaped, and it was kind of teetering like this,
mm,
slowly backwards and forwards. And I could see that because the sun would reflect off it when it was in one angle, and then it would go back and it would be darker again, and then then you see a little glint of sun come as it turned again. And anyway, I only had Jan here with me, and he's so short-sighted he couldn't see anything at all. And I tried with my normal camera, with my mobile, and nothing showed up. But it was definitely something there for at least an hour. So yeah, it's not unknown up here, but the what I'm describing is not what's happening now. It's different, something again, I think, you know. But you're right, Marnie. Let's get back in a week or so when things have developed, and if we're still here, we might at least know what it is that's happening.
I think it's by day. Every day it comes something new. I mean,
Yes,
so
true.
far they didn't admit to anything, but every day there is a development in
That's
the
right.
amount of them, the number of them coming out, the way they talk
Yeah.
about them. Before it was just drones. Now they figure out they coming out of sea, like a herd of them. 50. It was a report that a sheriff in I don't know where they saw 50 of them at the same time coming out of the
Yeah. I saw
sea.
that too. Yeah.
So that just shows like it's not like, oh, just this civilian guy with no credential say something.
Yeah.
No, it's like a cop that's witnessed something like that, and it's everywhere apparently. And I'm afraid it's gonna be here as well soon.
Yes.
I don't know how to predict it, but I think by next, let's say by next week, every day is going to be a development. I think in 3 days we need to
Yeah.
record another podcast. I promise you,
Okay.
by 3 days
Good.
from now, it's going to
I'm in.
be a lot of
Yeah.
developments. Yeah.
I would like to end on with a little cartoon that I saw, Marnie, just to sort
Mhm.
of throw a spanner in the works here. It's one of my
Mhm.
favorites. Okay, so this spaceship has landed, and you see the little green men coming out, and there's a welcoming committee of humans just nearby, waiting to greet them with their hands outstretched. And the little green men walk right past the humans and go up and hug a group of trees. And that was it. The point being, it might be nothing to do with us humans at all. Who knows?
Yeah. Yeah, that might as well be, but it concern us
Yeah,
regardless of
of
how
course. Yeah.
what intention they have. It concerns us to, like,
Yes. Well,
if they're gonna show up. I hope they show up. I hope they stop playing these games. I hope they
oh, it
show
would be
up,
great. I think it
and
would
we
be so
know that, okay,
exciting.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. All right,
Yeah.
we're not on top of the food chain here, and help us to get better. Help us to develop. Help us to be better beings.
Yes.
Yeah.
I would be so delighted if that was the case, Marnie. As I said, I'm ashamed to be a human a lot of the time. The way we treat each other, the way we treat this planet, animals, probably the way we're starting to treat space too, you know. Oh
Mm,
my goodness, I would just love to see us all get shaped up. Yeah, that would be awesome. Bring it on.
yeah. Let's end on that. Okay.
Great,
Thank you,
mister.
guys. Thank you.
Thank you. And we'll talk
Yeah.
another day soon.
Yeah. We catch up on it soon.